Today in the nerdy news you need to know about, a look at Xbox canceled cloud console, Nintendo is cracking down on leakers, and Capcom announced a new showcase. We'll have all this and more. Work from home because this is Kind of Funny Games Daily. Welcome to the show, everybody, for Thursday, June 27th, 2024. I'm one of your hosts, Greg Miller, joined once again by the Rogue One, at Gary Whitta.
Hey.
Hello, Gary. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. It's always a pleasure to be with you. Work from home, nice and easy.
I haven't missed it. I'll tell you that right now.
Well, I mean,
update a million
I don't miss
drivers
that.
on
We were just talking about 2022, right, and the height of the
Yeah.
pandemic just a moment ago, because we were talking about Among Us, which was like one of the big games of the pandemic.
Yeah.
And I don't miss that being all there was, right? Not being able to, not having the option and everything being virtual. But like,
Yeah.
you know, it's every now and again, it's nice to not have to, leave the house now that we can.
That's fair enough, but I was like, where's the smoke machine?
It's all. I remember all those people during the pandemic having to stay home and going like, "Oh, it's such a big adjustment," and I was like, "Dude, I never left the house to begin with." Like, it's like Bane in Batman.
Exactly.
You really adopted the darkness. I was born in it.
Well, we're happy to be back, Gary. How you been? You haven't, obviously you've been so busy lately. We try to get you on shows.
I have been busy, and I just finished a new script yesterday.
Tell me all about it.
I can't tell you anything about it. But I am excited about it.
Fuck, man. When's the next thing you've been working on gonna drop? Like, what's
don't
your next
ask.
project?
It's a sore point with me right now.
Yeah.
This business is so fucked up at the moment. But
Sure.
I'm keeping the lights on.
Good. Okay, you're doing a lot of good out there. That's what have you been playing?
Well, as you know, it's still a lot of Helldivers. I can't remember.
Did I see you hit level 100?
Level 100 Hell Commander. Yeah, the level cap is 150, so still a way to go.
You got plenty of room, yeah.
But I am, it's a couple of things about that game. First of all, it's just a good ass game. It is absolutely my game of the year. Like, most fun I've had playing a video game in such a long time. I honestly can't remember the last time a shooter or really any game had its claws into me. Multiplayer game for maybe PUBG, but I think at this point I've got way more hours in Helldivers than I did even in PUBG. I mean, one of the things I like about it is, Greg, I'm not a very good gamer. I'm not like high skill level. Yeah, I know, hard to believe. But I'm not like a top gamer. I enjoy playing games, but I've never been very good at them. But Helldivers is one of those games that just, I don't know, maybe something about the style of gameplay clicks with me. Also, because I have so many hours in, like I've learned the game really, really well that I'm legitimately now would consider myself like a good player. Like any team would be glad to have me. And there are very, very few multiplayer games I can say that about, but I can say it about this one, and that's cool as well.
Well, that's all it means.
It's nice to be good at something,
Who are you still running with? Who's your squad?
I've been playing with a lot of randoms recently because the regular squads, they've all been a bit occupied. But still play a lot with Naomi Kyle, with Adam, with Johnny V. There's a good crew. My brother-in-law, remember I bought him the PS5 so he could play with us. He's still playing.
That's the true sign of addiction, where you're just like,
right. So you're getting your friends hooked on it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So no, I'm still really enjoying it. What else am I playing? Leah just finished Spider-Man 2 finally. We don't play games like in any particular order. Like we just get to them when we get to them. She finished Spider-Man 2. She finished Assassin's Creed Mirage. She's on Horizon Forbidden West now.
Of course.
Wait,
how stoked is she for Assassin's Creed Shadows?
Oh, she's excited about it. Yeah. She loves the Assassin's Creed games.
She's my girl.
She loves Spider-Man 2. It's it's a phenomenal game. She said she didn't quite like it. I don't think this is valid. Like, it's every bit as good as the first one, I think. I think Miles Morales is still the best one of the three, even though it's the shortest one.
Agreed.
But her view on it, I thought, was quite smart, which was like, she still loved it, but she didn't love it as much as the first one, because you can only have that first time going, holy shit, this is fucking amazing, once, right? The second one is like, it's like, oh yeah, this was amazing the first time, but like the first time you swung through the city in Spider-Man, you go, oh fuck, they finally fucking nailed it, like you are Spider-Man, right? Yeah, and the second game can't possibly reproduce that, right? But it's still brilliant.
Great. Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I like to hear.
I'm figuring out, I need another game, because I can't just play Helldivers like every
Have you heard
something else?
Diablo 4, the new season? I
actually just reinstalled it, not necessarily for the new season, but for when the DLC comes out. I think that's when I'll jump back in. Yeah.
Okay. Fair.
That was my most played game of
right now.
That was I should check my hours, actually. It was my most played game of last year. I wonder if I played more Diablo 4 or It's got to be Helldivers, but I played a lot of Diablo 4 last year. I love that game. Yeah. And then they kind of lost me with the seasonal content as they did with a lot of people. But I don't know. How's the big DLC looking? Does it look good?
Oh, I mean, well, it looks, like a new character class, which is great. A whole bunch of new stuff to do. Yeah, we haven't seen it really in action. We've heard the bullet points and we saw
there was a sick cinematic trailer, though.
Yeah, great trailer.
Shout out to chat. Someone in chat just said Balatro. That is the other game that I'm hooked on at the moment.
Really?
What a fucking game. Yeah. Okay, I mean, it's just always one of those pick up and play games, but you get so... Have you played it?
I don't know poker, so I played it and immediately was like...
See, that's kind of... It's interesting. That's what I think is kind of clever about it, is like, if you know poker, right, as many people do, you already know half the rules, right? You're already halfway on board, and then they've built a game on top of that rule set. But as someone who likes poker and like understands the basics of it, it's just a really, really clever little implementation. Just a fun little indie game. It is just one of those games that like really, really fucking gets its claws into you.
Tundra Boy says in the YouTube chat, just need to know poker hands, really. I don't. And so it was frustrating to keep going back to the menu and be like, what do I need to...
But you can learn them in like 2 minutes.
I'm good. Back onto the games I love. Too many games I love to play right now.
What are you playing?
That's not a knock against Cilantro.
What are you playing at the moment?
I just came off Luigi's Mansion 2 for review. GameScast.
Oh, yeah, we're going to get into that.
Then, I re-obsessed with Diablo after coming off my re-obsession with Fallout 76. So I got Jen re-obsessed with Diablo over the weekend. So that was a very nice return to form for us.
I might go back in and pick up my mage again. I had a mage and a rogue. The rogue was okay, but I loved playing not mage, what do you call it? Sorcerer.
Yeah, sorcerer. I mean, every new
my frost sorcerer is fucking great. I used to wreck in that game.
The problem is that could be on the eternal realm and not on the seasonal realm. So just make another sorcerer. And you level so fast now. You level so fast.
Here's my big question: when the expansion comes out, am I going to have to roll a new character for that as well?
Chat, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't believe so. I believe you take one of your characters, but I don't know that, nor have I looked into it enough to confirm that or deny that. I'm not 1,000% sure. So I thought when they initially, I thought when everybody was bitching about having to roll new characters with seasons 1 and 2, there was a conversation.
I still don't love that.
Me too. I wish I could stick with one, but besides the point for right now, I remember making the conversation. Oh, well, or somebody saying in the conversation that your eternal characters would then come over.
Right. I think probably what's going to happen is a lot of people are going to want to create a new character.
You can do the story with Eternal, someone's saying.
Okay, good.
You will need the new character. What do you mean you need the new character? You need
the expansion will be a new season.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah.
It's funny. This is why you don't ask chat everything, because I'm looking at it right now and it's like every possible permutation of an answer. Yes, you do. No, you don't.
Someone go to kindoffunny.com/you're wrong with the actual link and to an FAQ.
Let's see some actual fucking source.
That's what we want. All right?
Greggy,
that's what we want. While we wait for that. Oh, sorry, Barrett.
I was going to say, are you going to play 1,000 Exorcists anytime soon?
Anytime soon, I doubt it. And here's what I want you to know, Barrett. I want you to know, Barrett. I know this is a game for me. You have sold me on it. Blessing has sold me on it.
What game is it?
We'll get to that in 1 second. 1,000 X Resist over on Switch or PC. Okay. But my problem is that I feel like that game is going to require a clear-headed Greggy.
That's fair.
Not it's the end of the day. I'm fucking tired and I just want to smash something with a sword and see the XP go up.
Okay.
Like I don't want to shortchange that game where I'm doing the thing where I'm playing and falling asleep.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's
now
fair.
Today, maybe I could play a game, but you've seen my schedule the last 2 weeks, Barrett. Every time I play a game, something happens and I got to go be on a phone.
I know, you've been a busy man. You're a busy man. That's what it takes to be CEO.
I'm out there trying to make it happen for you. That's why I'm CEO. That's why you're CEO Junior.
Yeah.
I love this pop-in, by the way. This thing you did here for work from home. Very nice.
Yeah.
I like this. Good job, Barrett. Anyways, while we wait for somebody to correct us on what the fuck's going on with this season, if we can play with an old character, I'll remind you that this is Kind of Funny Games Daily, each and every weekday live on YouTube, Twitch, and podcast services around the globe. We run you through the nerdy video game news you need to know about. If you like that, be part of the show by super chatting on youtube.com/kindoffunnygames. Over on youtube.com/kindoffunnygames, you can give us your thoughts, opinions, questions, and more as the podcast goes, so you can be part of the show, just like Nicholas Goodridge did when he said Widow Wednesday on a Thursday. It's back, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, if you love what we do here, support us with the Kind of Funny membership. For $10, you can get good karma. You can get all of our shows ad-free. You can get the ability to watch us record the afternoon podcast live as we record them. And of course, you get the multimedia experience each and every weekday known as Gregway. Remember, we're an 11-person business all about live talk shows. Today, after Kind of Funny Games Daily, the shows roll on. GAMESCAST is our Concord preview. That's right. Snowbike Mike went and played Sony's new Overwatch clone or whatever. He'll explain what makes it different, what makes it similar, if you liked it or didn't like it, on the GAMESCAST immediately following this. Of course, available later on YouTube and podcast services. The stream today is going to be Destiny with Mike, Andy, and Joey. And if you're a Kind of Funny member, today's Gregway is titled, What If Ben's Friends Are Kind of Funny Fans? And I think you're really going to enjoy it. Now, you might have said, oh, work from home. What's all that about? What's going on? And of course, the answer is the one and only Tim Geddes, a.k.a. the engaged one, is finally getting married this weekend at the Kind of Funny studio. He's throwing his nuptials there. It's going to be a scene. It's going to be a big deal. You've known about this for a long time. So much preparation has gone into it. So we have to go home, work from home, while they flip the studio into a venue, which is very beautiful. I have a big announcement, everyone. NVIDIA GeForce has partnered with us to live stream Kind of Funny Presents Geddes Live on Stage, the wedding of Tim and Gia, this Saturday around 5:30 p.m. Pacific on twitch.tv/kindoffunnygames.
Holy shit, dude, that's big time. NVIDIA is the fucking biggest company in the world now.
What? This is the once NVIDIA heard that Tim and Gia have planned what NVIDIA heard. Once NVIDIA heard what Tim and Gia had planned, they wanted to make sure we shared it with the Kind of Funny best friends all over the world. Make sure you tune in live and remember #FramesWinGames.
Holy shit.
They also win relationships.
It doesn't get any more big time than that.
You want to talk about how Tim Geddes this wedding is going to be, how Kind of Funny live this wedding is going to be. Kind of Funny presents Geddes Live on Stage, the wedding of Tim and Gia, this Saturday around 5:30 p.m. Pacific, twitch.tv/kindoffunnygames. Sponsored by our friends at NVIDIA GeForce, #FramesWinGames.
I can't wait to see the fucking path tracing on this.
Oh my God. Yeah. You know what I mean? The RTX on this, it's going to be ridiculous if you watch this. It's going to be insane.
Trilinear flip-flopping in real time.
But in reality, thank you so much, NVIDIA, for hearing about this and wanting to be a part of it and making this happen. So the Kind of Funny best friends can celebrate Tim and Gia the only way they know how, by chatting. I need to see all the gold stars for Kevin in there. I need to see all the Porty emos. Want to see Andy's got to Barrett.
Yeah, what's up?
Go wake up Andy, all right, and tell him he needs to make we need a wedding emote. We need some kind of Marty favorite wedding emote.
I just want to make sure you guys didn't give too much away here promotionally. Like, this isn't something where like Tim's gonna have to say like, with this ring and in coordination with NVIDIA GeForce.
I mean, you'll just have to
games. IV wed.
You'll just have to wait and see.
You remember that scene in what is a good movie, Batman v Superman, where when Superman goes to threaten Lex Luthor about where his mother is hidden, Martha, Lex goes, I don't know. I wouldn't let them tell me. That's exactly, I don't know. I have legitimately no idea what this sponsorship entails at the wedding. So we shall see if the cake is going to be some kind of NVIDIA cake.
Oh, God.
I wonder if it's too late. I wonder if it's too late to change the dress code to like green and gray.
Yeah, oh no, you know it's still
no, they're not going to change that.
Do that.
I don't know.
Yeah,
we all have a price. We all sell out at some point.
If you're a sponsor watching, ours is quite low. Let us know. I trust you. Don't worry about that. Anyways, like I said, Kind of Funny presents Geddes Live on Stage, the wedding of Tim and Gia, Saturday around 5:30 p.m. Pacific.
That's amazing.
Twitch.tv/kindoffunnygames, presented by NVIDIA GeForce, #FramesWinGames. Thank you to our Patreon producers, Kieran Hovasapian, Carl Jacobs, Fargo Brady, and Delaney Twining. Today, we're brought to you by NVIDIA GeForce, but we'll tell you about that later. For now, let's start the show with what is and forever will be the Roper Report. Time for some news! 6 items on the Roper Report.
A baker's dozen. Also,
I missed the fog. Now I'm Pavlovianly trained now for the fog machines. It doesn't feel like a real show, you know?
Really quick, just to continue from the housekeeping, I think the plan is to work from home for the next few work days. Because they're set up and then break down. And then for Twitch viewers, for the podcast morning shows, you won't have to like refresh or anything. But Andy will be running the gameplay stream. So when I hand things off to him, you're going to have to refresh the Twitch page and all that stuff just because it's a scrappy work from home kind of few days. Just a heads up.
Number one on the Roper Report, we finally have our first look at Microsoft's canceled Xbox Cloud console. This is Zach Bowden over at Windows Central. Back in 2021, Microsoft announced that it was working on a dedicated streaming device for Xbox Game Pass. That device was later revealed to be codenamed Keystone, which took the form of a streaming box that would sit under your TV, cost a fraction of the price of a normal Xbox, and enable the ability to play Xbox games via the cloud. Unfortunately, it appears Microsoft has since scrapped plans to ship Xbox Keystone due to an inability to bring the price down to a level where it made sense for customers. Xbox CEO Phil Spencer is on the record saying the device should have cost around $99 or $129, but the company was unable to achieve this. This means we never really got a chance to see what Xbox Keystone looked like. The closest we ever got was in a photo posted by Phil Spencer, which just so happened to include a front of view of the Xbox Keystone device on a shelf. That's as much as we've ever seen of the console. That is, until now. Thanks to a patent discovered by Windows Central, we can finally take a closer look at the box Microsoft had conjured up internally. First up, the patent reveals that the console took the form of an even square with a circle shape on top, similar to the black circular vent on the Xbox Series S. The front of the box had an Xbox power button and a USB-A port. Around the back, there were 3 additional ports: HDMI, Ethernet, and power. On the right side of the console, there was what appears to be an Xbox controller pairing button, and the underside featured a circular Hello from Seattle plate that the console sat on, similar to the Xbox Series X. This patent was filed in June 2022, which was around the same time the first details of Xbox Keystone were being revealed. Sadly, Xbox Keystone in this specific form is unlikely to ever see the light of day, but at least we know what it would have looked like. Gary, you were the host. Honestly, the host with the most on the Kind of Funny XCast.
Oh, thank you.
Rest in peace. What do you think of the Xbox Keystone here?
It is one of those things that, we during our time on the XCast, we predicted many things, most of which actually have come to pass. Maybe because some of them were no-brainers, like, a digital, disc-free Series X at a lower price, the 1 terabyte Series S. Like these were like little gaps in their range that they needed to fill. And they've done that. And then the other one was like, why not just there were 2 other things we predicted. One was the Xbox cloud gaming app baked into, TVs, and that came to pass, right? Samsung TVs have that, and I think more TVs are gonna get it. And the other one was like the dedicated little Apple TV streaming stick thing that, is just a streaming
Fire
only
Stick.
Yeah, and the device that they've shown in a number of different ways, both on Phil's shelf and it looks like exactly what you'd expect it to look like. Just a little, one of these little streaming boxes, right? It actually, when I first saw it, it looked like an external hard drive, right, or like an external optical drive or something. Just this little thing. And so it made perfect sense to me. I wonder why they have. It doesn't seem like it would necessarily be something that would be difficult to keep the price down on. A lot of these streaming like Fire Sticks and things, you can get Roku things you can get for less than $100. Maybe if it's a game cloud streaming box, it needs a little more compute power built in. I have no idea. I don't know the technicalities of it. But it always struck me as a good idea. Maybe, for a number of reasons. I tell you why my excitement for it cooled off a little bit is that we've tried some cloud gaming recently. When Leah was talking about Assassin's Creed Mirage, when she was playing that, she played it both, locally on the Series X, and we said, let's try it. So we tried it over streaming as well. And we have this is over a wired connection, a gigabit connection. It's not going to get any better than that. And you could clearly tell the difference, right? It just the cloud streaming version just wasn't as smooth. It would lose frames. It was a little bit choppy. In a fast action game like that, you don't want that. So like, and I've been saying this, right? I still think it's not all the way there. I don't think cloud gaming is 100% ready for prime time, and that may also have factored into their like a dedicated box that is like giving it as an additional offering, to what you already have is fine. But if you're going to sell a digital box, this is the only kind of experience you can have. It better be good, and I still don't think it's quite good enough. So I don't know. Maybe that was a part of it as well.
Well, I think story number 2 is a part of it, so I'm gonna rope that in, and we'll have it all one big discussion here. All right. Number 2 on the Roper Report, Xbox Cloud Gaming is coming to Amazon's Fire TV sticks in July. This is Tom Warren at The Verge. Microsoft is launching its Xbox TV app on Amazon's Fire TV sticks in July. The Xbox app will provide access to Xbox Cloud Gaming, so subscribers to Xbox Game Pass Ultimate can stream a variety of games directly to Fire TV devices. Microsoft will support the Fire Stick TV stick. Well, no. Microsoft will support the Fire TV Stick 4K Max and the Fire TV Stick 4K models for its Xbox app, which will be available in more than 25 countries. All you need is a compatible Fire TV Stick, a Bluetooth-enabled wireless controller, and an Xbox Game Pass Ultimate subscription to stream Xbox games. This marks the first time the Xbox TV app has launched on a device other than Samsung's recent TVs and monitors. There you go, Gary.
Whatever. Speaking of what Amazon industry, whatever happened to Luna? Amazon Luna, is that still
kicking,
going?
Still going. Very quiet.
Haven't heard anything about that.
New World not on it. Very weird. If you ask me.
Oh God, whatever. Don't get me started on New World.
You
The Amazon Basics MMO.
You excited for the new one though? The
no
updated version, the big.
No,
the big
I still can't believe I wasted as much time as I did playing that fucking game.
How much did you play on it? I don't remember this being one of yours.
There was like a month when me and Adam and a few of us were playing it a lot, but like mostly we're just playing it to bit. You ever do that? You play a game just so you can bitch about it? It's like
sure.
so many things to complain
God,
about.
Avengers kept my group chat alive for so long, strictly because
God.
all we did was talk shit about it. So yeah, no, I understand where you're at with that one. I like that a lot.
Yeah,
I'm excited. I liked what I played of it, so I'm excited.
I know that it's got a fan base, and obviously if they're doing a second one, there must be.
Well, no, not a second one. This is like the console version, their giant patch.
Right,
I think
right.
Probably a lot of the stuff you bitched about.
It's still,
your bitching led to this version of the game.
But it still seems to be going strong, right? Like there's they've been doing these expansions, and I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. Well, it wasn't for me.
Fair enough. We'll see if it's. I think it's going to be for me when it drops, but we'll see. Anyways, back to this though, Gary. I think the idea of an Xbox Keystone was cool. I would venture to guess that technology is moving so quickly. Xbox was like, well, why bother when we can make partnerships like this, right? You're looking at Phil talking about wanting to get the price to $100 or $130 on the Xbox Keystone, being unable to do that. I'm way outside of my wheelhouse because I don't use Fire TV sticks, but it looks like over here, Amazon Fire TV Stick 4K Max streaming device on Amazon is $60. There's the TV Stick 4K. Is that one of the ones? Okay. That one's $40. That's also
Whoa. We're gonna mute Gary really quick. Gary, your wiring seems to be a little bit faulty there. Getting a lot of static. Oh.
We're losing Gary. Gary's going down by the head.
Oh, yeah,
For the record, Gary, we don't hear you at all. It's just constant static in and out and craziness.
So much for XLR microphones, Greg.
It sounds like you're in Oxenfree. You know what I mean? Like you're communicating beyond dimensions. Ladies and gentlemen, Gary Wood is dead. Oh, he's back. Now you're fine. Now everything's great.
Off and on again.
Oh my God. I fucking hate PC gaming, Jesus Christ.
Oh, my PC just fucking blew up the other day. I was playing Helldivers.
Yeah.
Happily playing Helldivers, and my PC's right here. I heard a fucking crack pop like a gunshot, and the PC just fucking died. And it was like the PSU blew a capacitor or something, but they, it's still a new PC, so they shipped me out a new PSU right away, and I reinstalled it, and everything's fine. But man, that was scary.
I don't know how many times you got to be burned by this thing,
I still love it. What were we talking about? Oh yeah,
we're talking about the fact that now the Fire Sticks are so affordable. It looks like you can get one for $40 or $60, and you got Xbox Game Pass ready.
I have a hard time believing that the keeping it down to like 99, 129 was the real, or at least the only reason. Because again, you've seen so many other. I think only the Apple TV isn't more expensive, and that actually is like more of a powerhouse streaming box, and most of these little things out there. I don't know. I think if you think about it, right, Phil's strategy is clearly like we're more about selling Xbox as a service than selling hardware, right? And clearly they've not been great at selling hardware. And so maybe it just doesn't fit into their overall plan. Like, why sell a
100%.
box when we can just do all these, put it on everyone else's box?
You have all these different things that are competing in that same space. You doing it isn't going to be the next big thing. And Xbox consoles are already so hard to sell. Why not do it and have the experience? Kind of what you're talking about with your complaints about it. Where, okay, cool, it's here. For some reason, somebody sees they liked Fallout a lot on Prime. They were like, and not to mention, this is also Amazon, right? So you imagine there's going to be some kind of synergy with that kind of shit. They liked Fallout. What's the easiest way to play Fallout? Oh, I'm already watching it on this Fire TV stick. Why not do the $10 thing? See if I like the pass, get in there. Oh, it's good. Then you read comments. Oh, it could be better if I was using a box.
Yeah, I mean, having to buy a box is just another barrier to entry, right? But if they can get all of these, if they can get Xbox and Game Pass and cloud gaming like baked into everything that you already have, that's going to be how they get, to greater adoption. Maybe. I don't know. I'm not. What do I fucking know?
Yeah, I mean, all of this is pie in the sky, best case scenario. I think.
Do you think there's a time when that box would ever, like, the time would be right again for them to do the box? Or like,
no, I think we move further and further away from that, where I think eventually, even though this has been an ongoing conversation, both on GamesCast this week, where we talked about the future of gaming, and then right now in this conversation with you about what you've seen with cloud gaming and streaming of games, I think the internet will eventually get better across the country and world, right? To a point where you could just be like, all right, cool, we're done doing the box. We are, or maybe not done. There's a high quality, whatever. But eventually one day you are done doing the box, and it is an app you can get on any TV. It's an app you can get on any stick. It's an app you can get on your phone. You can do whatever with. And I think that's Xbox's dream future so far, is to get out of this hardware business, which again, why would they want to launch another Xbox when their other two Xboxes aren't being outrageously adopted? I think their future is this, and when you try to get people in, that's great and that's cool, but I do think they still have such a barrier to entry, even with this, where it's like, I don't know how many people have the stick, and then how many people are going to see, oh, well, I just need to buy a controller. I got to go buy a controller. Like, I don't know. Like,
that's the thing. The controller is the other part of it, right? They probably would have had to bundle a controller with the box. That's going to,
they might end up doing, I wouldn't be surprised again. If you're going to get in bed with Amazon, that's a good company to get in bed with for this kind of stuff, right? Where it's like, cool, now when the next season of Fallout drops, if you stream it, you can get this thing. And guess what? The Fire TV stick and an Xbox controller are bundled. Click right here. We know, we have all your data. We know you watched it. We know this. Like, there's a lot of things there. But even then, we're talking about single-digit percentage of conversion, I think, on whoever's, the amount of people are seeing this stuff that are then going through the hoop to get to the thing.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. I still think, something that Netflix did the patent for. No, it's out actually now, isn't it? Right, the controller on your phone that you can then tether to Netflix on your TV. That's a smart way to do it, and it could be here as well, right? Of like, okay, cool, make your phone into a controller. Yes, it would suck. It wouldn't be what we would want, but for trying to get people through the door to at least
for the filthy casuals,
yeah, exactly, to get in there, get moving. That'd be nice. Crush Lemon says my Samsung fridge has a touchscreen tablet on the front of it, and I can play xCloud on it. That's the future.
Incredible.
Right there.
Playing games on your fridge. What an age we live in.
You know what I mean?
I just got Retro Arch, and I put it on my phone, and I'm playing fucking the arcade version of Chase HQ, which I loved when I was one of my favorite arcade games when I was a kid, on my phone. It's like, when I was a kid, I never could have fucking dreamed that we'd be doing shit like this in the future. And
no. This is our whole, one of the GamesCast, I think, what was it, Monday, Bear? Where it was me, Roger, and Bless talking about what we wouldn't be able to believe from 16 years ago, and then what do we think for the future? And like, for all of us,
yesterday
remote play was all on there.
I've been fucking around with emulators and stuff. Yesterday I got fucking, and I don't want to hear any shit from the chat because this is legit. I bought a fucking copy of it at the time, and
allegedly,
a PlayStation 2.
Allegedly.
No, I fucking did. I got NBA Street Volume 2 running on my PC in a window on an emulator. Fucking brilliant.
Yeah,
it's just amazing.
Everything's at your fingertips now, right?
Yeah.
It was that thing, earlier this week when I did the Luigi's Mansion review, the nanny was sick. Ben came to the office, and like when he wanted to come out on set, I passed him my Switch, and I went into the, the Nintendo Online collection. And I was like, oh, what about this? What about that? And I was like, oh, I'm overthinking this. Went to my desk, got the Backbone, put the phone in there, booted up Forza Horizon, which I know he loves, 5, and gave that to him, and he just sat there and raced cars.
See, I was thinking about, because my 2-year-old is increasingly interested in games, and she always tries to pick up a controller when we're playing something. And I thought, let's see if she's still too young to like really play games, but Like, I thought a good way to start her off, if she was so, would be like just like classic shit. Like, this is why I first started to look at emulations, like classic shit, like Space Invaders, right? And like you can get those things through like different, arcade compilations. I've got a bunch of them, like Midway Classic Collection and all that kind of shit. But through emulation is one. I showed just like I got her this little controller, which is really sweet, from 8-Bit Doge. It's perfect.
Very cool.
Shape, size for baby hands. She loves it, and I thought that would be a good way. Like, just teach, like, play some classics with her that are like very basic controls. You're not going to get overwhelmed by anything. Like, I don't know. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I was shocked, and it's actually kind of scary how. And you already had a child, so I'm learning everything for the first time. But how good Ben is at video games at 2.5.
That's amazing.
It's
yeah.
like, he finally, like, what was it, 2 weeks ago, picked up on with Forza on the backbone, playing through the xCloud. He finally clicked it into place of, R2 is gas. And so now he can actually sit there and drive. And because, like, we'd been playing Hot Wheels Unleashed for a long time, but that one always was that he would steer with one stick, all the assists are on, which meant I needed to hit the gas and then it would auto gas from there. But like, now he gets it. And so
it's cool, honestly, you're in for such a great time. Gaming with your kids is the best. My eldest is almost 12 now, and watching her evolve as a gamer from not really knowing what was going on. Like, we used to play Mario Kart with her, but we would give her like a dummy controller so she could pretend she was playing, to now she beats me at Mario Kart, right? And I remember when she got her first crown in Fall Guys. It was like one of my proudest dad moments.
I remember that too.
She just this last week fucking beat Cult of the Lamb. She started playing Cult of the Lamb, beat it, plus all the DLC and everything. I'm like, fucking no, like, you're a proper gamer now. Like, proud dad moments. You got all that ahead of you. It's the best.
I love it. And hopefully we'll have a lot more proud moments here, Kind of Funny, with your support. Of course, with the Kind of Funny membership, you can give us $10 and get all the good karma for supporting an 11-person business that's all about live talk shows. You get all of our shows ad-free. You can watch us record the afternoon podcast live as we record them. And of course, you'd get the daily multimedia experience, Gregway, in your eyes and ears. But guess what? You're not using your membership benefits right now. So here's a word from our sponsor.
This episode's brought to you by our friends at NVIDIA GeForce. Y'all know that we're hyped for Marvel Rivals, and I know y'all are hyped about Marvel Rivals. AI-powered NVIDIA DLSS, which improves gaming performance and resolution on your PC, and the tech that allows for advanced graphics like full ray tracing is constantly coming to new games. New games like Marvel Rivals, where it will be in at launch, offering day one support for DLSS 3 and NVIDIA Reflex, which reduces your gaming's rig latency for ultimate responsiveness. And just this past week, the Social Sandbox MMO PAX Day launched into early access, with support for both DLSS 3 and NVIDIA Reflex as well. Driving sim enthusiasts will love to hear that F124 is packed to the gills with NVIDIA tech. Enjoy one of the most immersive racing experiences with NVIDIA DLSS, Reflex, and beautiful ray-traced graphics. Max this out on a 4K screen, and DLSS will give you double the frame rate. And for those of you who like to record your gameplay, so all of us at Kind of Funny, NVIDIA's latest update to its app in beta allows 120 frames per second recording in AV1 tech, which dramatically improves the quality of your captures. That, plus tuning your GPU in a single click, are great reasons to check out the new NVIDIA app, which you can download on their website.
We're celebrating Pride Month with a brand new drop designed by Kind of Funny best friend, Cameron French. We have tank tops, t-shirts, crew necks, and more. So whether you're going to the beach or the mountains this summer, we've got you covered. And we're donating a portion of sales to two incredible organizations, Queer Life Space and Denver-based Center on Colfax. Head over to kindoffunny.com/store before the month ends.
And we're back. Number 3 on the Roper Report. Nintendo says it's aware of recent leaks. Well, let me try all this again. Nintendo says it's aware of recent leaks and has taken steps to prevent them. This is Andy Robinson at VGC. Nintendo has said it's aware of recent online leaks of its game announcements and claimed that it's taking steps to prevent them from happening in the future. During the company's annual shareholder meeting on Thursday, transcribed by ex-user N Styles, Nintendo directors were asked specifically about a recent report that several recently leaked Nintendo announcements allegedly originated from a Google employee who accessed private videos in the Switch maker's YouTube account. Responding, the directors said they were aware of these media reports and claimed that Nintendo has been working with external companies to diagnose security leaks. The company has introduced new measures into its security systems, it said, and it's also working to educate employees about IT security. Nintendo leaks have become a prominent topic in recent weeks. After the report about potential Google leaks, a prominent Nintendo leaker locked their social media account after they revealed the source of their information was an employee of Nintendo in Japan. Piyoro was a well-known social media user who regularly leaked Nintendo Direct announcements before their official publication. In a new report on popular leakers on Bloomberg, it was noted that Piyoro was uncharacteristically quiet ahead of this month's Nintendo Direct. It was suggested that the leaker could have been getting their info from Nintendo store pages since pre-orders were not present for June's live stream. Got him, Gary.
Historically, I'm gonna the vibe, just like, I don't know this for sure, but the feeling I get is that Nintendo historically has not been a very leaky company, right? They're usually pretty good about keeping their shit locked down, or is that not right, do you think?
In recent times, no. I'm not educated enough on Nintendo's full-blown thing, but this YouTube stuff that's been happening to them or whatever, right, Barrett? I'm not wrong on it.
Yeah, I feel like that was happening maybe around the time I was starting at KF and a little bit back when I was at IGN, but I feel like in recent years it's died down a little bit. But I could also be misremembering that.
Totally
Chat,
wrong.
let us know.
I'm still waiting on chat to tell me about Diablo Vestal Hatred. I kind
I've
of
not
They failed you so hard.
I've not been super dialed into, like, you know, the internet rumor mill too much lately, because I've just been too preoccupied with other things. But we all sat down and watched Nintendo Directs, and like none of that stuff, none of the new stuff they announced, all the new Mario and Zelda stuff, none of that. I wasn't aware of any of that ahead of time. Did any of that leak, or did
No,
they...
it didn't, and that's
Yeah.
what they're crediting, is that
Right.
because the Bloomberg stuff and people changed. It seems like specifically in this case, right, because they didn't do pre-orders. It seems like that might have been the thing. Maybe they caught it.
And
that way.
there's also the whole thing with the difference between premieres and live streaming on YouTube. If you set a premiere,
Yep.
you can access it on the back end and watch that VOD, which I imagine for a couple of years that's what Nintendo was doing. Like they've done a couple of like premieres for Directs that like a Google employee can easily access. But for this Nintendo Direct, they like directly live streamed it. So I wonder if that's like a kind of standard they're going to have moving forward, just in case. So none of that's accessible until it's being streamed.
I'll say this much: I obviously don't condone it, and you know, people. I don't like people that leak things. They shouldn't do it. But man, you got to have some balls on you if you're going to try to leak. If you like, Nintendo is one of those companies you don't want coming after you, right? Because you know they're fucking they don't fuck around. When I was doing Animal Talking back in the day, like I was constantly terrified they were going to come out with a cease and desist for some kind of like, you know, using Animal Talking in a way that, like, Animal Crossing in a way that they didn't appreciate. It never happened, but like, it's like shit. Like I was ready to shut that shit down so fast if I got a C&D from Nintendo. But did I ever tell you this story? I spoke to someone at Nintendo. Maybe it was Reggie you told me. I can't remember. But after Animal Talking was done, somebody was saying to me, "Oh yeah, like Nintendo did actually look at shutting you down, but it turns out all the top people in Japan really loved Animal Talking, so they were fine with it." I thought that was really nice.
That's a good story.
They let me keep doing it just because it was funny.
When's the last time you turned on Animal Crossing?
Oh, you know what? Leah and I were just moaning about that the other day because we were talking about the Switch 2, right? The Switch Pro, whatever it's going to be, the next one. And the first thing one of the first things I said was, "Oh, just think about like maybe what a new could be a new Animal Crossing." And she was like, "Why don't they just fucking support the Animal Crossing they have now?" Which, you know, honestly, it's such a
everybody.
Such a weird,
you had everyone by the short and curlies.
I have
just
such,
keep putting. And then it was like
a weird.
You saw us get mad. You saw us get mad about you
honestly,
not supporting it. You've had years to then support it.
Look, Nintendo, right? And I've said before, I fucking love Nintendo. The gaming world wouldn't be what it is today without them. It would be a much less interesting gaming landscape without them. Nintendo innovates in ways that no other company will. They make games that no other company can. They're an incredible fucking company, but they sometimes make decisions that are so fucking ass backwards and hard to understand. Like, it's kind of what makes them interesting, right? It's kind of like having like the crazy girlfriend. Like, she's fucking great, but she's also nuts, right?
Yeah.
It's like, that's kind of what Nintendo, but you can't walk away, like, because the good stuff is so good. And so it baffles me, and the one that baffles me more than anything is that they released a game that sold 35 million plus copies. Everybody fucking loved it. It was the game of the pandemic. It was huge. We did the talk show off of it. You know, celebrities were playing it. They supported it for a while. They did one great DLC drop, and then they just said, okay, we're done now. Like, what? And there's like, my mother-in-law still plays it every day. She tends her plants and stuff, but it's almost kind of sad because there's nothing. It's like a dead world now, right? Like,
Sure.
when you create a hit that big, fucking keep it going. Like, keep supporting it. We should be living in a world where there's like we're on like the 8th major Animal Crossing DLC drop by now. I would still be playing it if there were new things to do. I love
It's
the
the
core
idea
game.
of, like, there's so much to take away from like the success of a Fortnite, right? Where it's like, what if Ariana Grande came and did a concert in the middle of town square on this random Sunday with KK Slider? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't need it. That's a very big idea, I know, but like it's also like expensive idea. You could do it with smaller things and smaller acts and other goofy fun things to do there. I mean, your hope would be that like they planned this game a very specific way and are so set in their ways, they're like fine, and then the next one that they're gonna look at and be like, oh, we really should make it basically live service.
I don't understand. I'm sure there will be, every Nintendo platform for a while now, I guess, has had its own Animal Crossing. It's one of their, surefire hits. It's not a game that necessarily needs. It's not the kind of game where you go, oh, just imagine what a next gen version of Animal Crossing would be. It is what it is, right? But like, we just want more Animal Crossing, and so the conversation that I was having with my wife was like, why get excited about the prospects of a new Animal Crossing when what they should be doing is just supporting the one they have? And again, I love Nintendo, but as you know, they constantly make these decisions that absolutely just fucking confound you, and letting Animal Crossing just die when there clearly was so much demand for more, and they could have charged more. Yeah. Right? They could.
I would happily pay more.
I would happily pay more.
YouTube.com/kindoffunnygames. I need super chats on what you want from a next Animal Crossing. I saw somebody in the public chat go and say, Animal Crossing with Fortnite sounds soulless. I'm like, well, yeah, if you're taking the worst parts of Fortnite and putting in there, sure. But again, with the Nintendo charm, somebody who actually cared going through and making these things feel like you need to be turning it on and going, because I saw it, our friends Yusef and Belinda, I see their Instagram stories. They've gotten back in Animal Crossing this week and they're sucking their friends back into it, and it is
absolute sickos, absolute just like crazy behavior to be going back to that.
I look at him like, that's cute, that's fun. I don't want to do that. I gotta go play Diablo, but like I understand that and I like that idea, but I'd love to come back if it was like we're doing some gigantic festival, some whatever thing. Like,
you don't have to clean your island after not tending to it for years.
That kind of be fun. You know how it is.
Really, you find that fun?
Yeah, of course. I like
it.
It
just never seems fun whenever anybody pops up after a couple of years. They're like, "Oh man, my island's a fucking mess right now." I'm like, that sucks.
But it gives you busy work to do. The game's just busy work, man. Okay. Collect your weeds and sell them to whoever or whatever the fuck it is. I don't know.
Clean your real life house. That's all.
No,
I'm saying.
I'm not doing that. That sounds stupid. I don't want to do that at all. Look around here. All this trash I got piled up. No, thank you. Don't want to do that. Gary, in the super chat, did I already tell you that Alexander said your hair looks great? Welcome back.
Oh, did someone actually pay money to say that?
They did, yeah.
Wow, I appreciate that. Thank you very much. From the front, I'm not going to show you the bald spot in back, but yeah.
Nah, it makes you look distinguished. Don't worry about it.
I never thought the bald thing really worked for me. Do you?
When you shaved your head?
Yeah, when I was.
Nah, I wasn't a fan. I wasn't a fan.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll support you however you want to look. It's your body, your choice, but
I appreciate that. I mean, but I wish I had a head of hair. Look at that fucking glorious head of hair you've got over there. Look at that. That mane. Yeah. And it's well groomed. It's swept over.
Gary, you got more hair than me, so you're already on top.
Is there, Greg? Is there any sign? Is there any sign of baldness or anything going on back there? No, you're good.
It's bullshit. It's fucking bullshit.
Fuck you.
What I do is I piss off Nick because I have to actually pluck hairs that grow lower. Like I'm like I have too much hair. It keeps growing in and down. It wants to take over.
I was always really proud of the fact that I had like not good hair, but like at least like a full head of hair. Now it's just increasingly started to disappear, and it's actually so. I'm as you know, self-conscious about many aspects of getting older. I'm getting up there now, and like I find myself wearing a baseball hat out quite often because I'm very conscious about it.
Sure,
it is what it is.
Kebabs writes in and says, it's worth noting that the developers behind Animal Crossing also make, I clicked off, Splatoon games. It's likely that support for Animal Crossing New Horizons wound down in order to make and support Splatoon 3, which is a terrible fucking choice. Fuck Splatoon into the sun. Nobody
Nintendo
wants
is a massive company. It's not like they've got like 4 people there and they have to like decide what game they're going to support.
Get it out.
Animal Crossing is one of their biggest selling games.
Splatoon was a mistake if that's the case. You know what I mean? I've never wished ill on a game, but I just wish.
I mean, to be fair, it's not my cup of tea. But like, it's my daughters. Like Splatoon. People that like Splatoon are fucking. They're into Splatoon. They're fucking hardcore.
Cortez, you kidding me?
Splatoon fans. Oh my god, they can't get enough of it. There's lore. There's everything.
Two super chats that aren't actually related to this, but are related. Well, we'll start with the one that's related. Mara super chats and says, my boys are 13. 2 years ago, they couldn't get beyond the opening area of Bloodborne. Last night, one of them was celebrating that he beat Millennium. Seeing them grow as gamers really is so special, and I can't wait for those moments and hope Ben never learns about sports.
It's great. It's great.
Yeah. And then Marcos just has a super chat that says, kind of funny crew and friends. I need help getting Marvel Ultimate Alliance 1, the PS4 bundle digital code. Does anyone know where I can get the code?
I'm sorry to break this to you, but the Ultimate Alliance pack, even if you have a code, probably isn't redeemable because they just took that completely away from the storefront. It was very upsetting. Very upsetting.
And codes do expire sometimes, which is a weird choice. But
yeah.
Number 4 on the Roper Report, Capcom announces a showcase to detail Dead Rising Remaster and more. This is Wesley Yinpool at IGN.com. Capcom will pull back the curtain on its just announced Dead Rising Remaster at a showcase event set for next week. Capcom Next is a 25-minute event featuring 3 games: Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster, Kinitsugami Path of the Goddess, and Resident Evil 7 for iPhone, iPad, and Mac. The action kicks off at 3 p.m. Pacific on July 1st, 2024. Capcom managed expectations by saying the showcase will not feature the hotly anticipated Monster Hunter Wilds, which is due out at some point next year on PC, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S. So don't expect the showcase to be an E3-style conference packed with new game reveals. That do anything for you, Gary? You gonna watch that one?
I'm glad they're doing a Dead Rising remaster. Not so much for myself, because I played the original Dead Rising when it came out on
it
would have been 360. And I liked it, but I'm not going to go into it. You know, I have like a whole problem with zombies. Like, I just can't do zombie things.
I don't know if I do know your problem.
My parents let me watch Dawn of the Dead when I was like 10 years old, the original Romero one, and it fucked me up. Like, I still have nightmares about zombies to this day. Like, it burrowed into my head like at a young age and just kind of got lodged there. So like this, I can watch the fast ones, the fast runners, like the ones in the remake and 28 days. I can watch that. I'm fine with those. World War Z, fine. But the slow ones, the shambly ones, like the Romero ones that the Walking Dead copied, like I can't. No, I find it terrifying. And so I just can't watch those kind of movies, and I can't play those kind of, even Dead Rising, which obviously has more of a comedic slant to it. It's still those kind of zombies, and it's a fucking shopping mall, right? Which was the original Dawn of the Dead.
Oh, yeah?
So like, I just couldn't play it too much. But I think they're brilliant games. I love them, and I think on the XCast over the years we've said a couple of times, like, bring it back. Like, what would it be, like Dead Rising 5? It would be at this point. They did 4 of them, and I think at some point we said like, but just remaster the first one. Why not? It's been long enough. Like, yeah, it's a great game. So I'm glad they're doing it.
Barrett, is that all the entirety of the trailer? I did not get a chance to watch it yesterday.
Yes, that is the entirety of the trailer.
Yeah, Dead Rising for me, I'm the opposite of you, Gary, where, you know, zombies are my favorite horror fiction.
Resident Evil, I can't do the same thing.
Eat, sleep, and die by, you know, Romero movies. Like, I loved Night of the Living Dead. I love Dawn of the Dead. Dawn of the Dead, I watched all the time.
I think they're great movies.
Yeah.
But like I said, because I watched them before I should have. Day of the Dead too, which, you know, is not necessarily anyone's.
Yeah, they started.
But Day of the Dead, I thought it was, the original one I think is actually a fucking good movie. And that one got stuck in my head as well, and I just, like, I can't. I've never watched them again since I was a kid, because I just don't want to go back there.
Well, for me, it was, you know, working at the Tribune, I tricked the newspaper into buying me an Xbox 360. And then, one of the first games I got for review for coverage, or not even review because it had been out, but for coverage, was Dead Rising from Capcom. So that's such a special game for me. I remember coming home and, you know, we talk about my trophy obsession, but back then, coming home and being done with work, taking off my shirt and tie, and then just sitting there and doing the loop in the parking garage, killing zombies with cars.
Oh yeah, with the big riding mower.
Trophy.
That was good. Remember that one?
It was, I forget how many thousands.
The only thing I didn't like about Dead Rising, remembering playing, is I felt like the boss battles were really hard. Like, the boss battles annoyed me. Yeah,
that's for sure. When you ran up against psychos and stuff, they were always really difficult and stuff. But there was so much fun stuff in there of, like, finding the Mega Man and stuff. And, you know,
I mean, maybe if the remaster comes out and is a hit, that is a precursor to them doing a new Dead Rising.
Maybe, but the problem is, I reviewed some of them, so I'm sure whatever. I don't remember what scores I gave, but I would say, like, nothing ever matched how special the original Dead Rising was. Everything after that was always trying to chase that, and it always felt like it paled in imitation. Right. Even when they brought back Frank West for Off the Record, it was like, This isn't exactly what we want, but Dead Rising 3 was good. The 3 game sucks, says MacBound. All right, MacBound, no one's listening to you. I don't think we'll be live reacting to this one, but I could be wrong. We haven't talked about it. We'll still be work from home then, but I will definitely be excited to talk about Dead Rising.
What is
the next
Capcom?
Day.
Obviously, Capcom is one of the great companies, right? Historically, they've
Killing
got
it.
some of the great. They've got some of the great, brands in gaming. Some of the great names. What could Capcom announce that they haven't announced that would most like please you or blow your mind? Like a new Mega Man? Like, I don't know, what would it be?
I'm not a Mega Man guy, so like no, that wouldn't do it for me. Like Capcom, honestly, with them having Monster Hunter Wilds on the horizon, they've got me. That's what I want from them.
Right.
I want another full-blown Monster Hunter like that on consoles. So that's great. This is interesting. See what this looks like and what changes there are. And like again, it's deluxe remaster. It has a new look they talk about. Like, so what are they actually doing under the hood to make it more of a modern game? Because I do think some of the things they do in that game would be off-putting to modern gamers. Yeah, it'd be interesting. I don't need it, but I mean the reinvention of Mega Man. You know what I mean? What would that look like if somebody really wanted to get nuts with Mega Man? But I feel like they're not going to do that.
It was called Mighty Number 9, Greg.
Yeah, it was called Mighty Number 9. That's true. That's true. Yeah, no, I got nothing. Is there something you care about from Capcom?
No, like it's funny. I was just thinking like Capcom is one of those. Again, because I've been on this, I want to have a whole other conversation about this sometime. Maybe we can do a different podcast or something. But like, and I know I'm kind of late to the party on this, but I really am into emulation at the moment. I think because RetroArch became available, I put it on my Apple TV, and it's so easy to put the games on there that now it's just so fun to be able to access like all these games so easily, especially classic arcade games. And so it's got me thinking about like some of the great, brands that the names that I grew up with. And when you see the logo, it still kind of gets you nostalgically, whether it be Konami or Taito and Capcom is one of them, right? But Capcom is one of those companies. It's kind of like how Zoolander talks about Sting. He's like, I don't listen to the music, but I respect that he's out there making it. It's like none of the Capcom franchises really. Like I'm not a Street Fighter guy. Like Resident Evil, I can't play those games. Like Mega Man was never really for me. But like, I love that Capcom has made those games for other people, and they are really good for people that like those games. There just isn't a Capcom game that I'm like, oh yeah, that's the game for me.
That's the one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. I feel the same boat. Number 5. Steam is getting built-in game recording, and it'll work on the Steam Deck too. This is Kat Bailey at IGN.com. Valve has announced a new built-in recording system for Steam that will allow players to easily replay, clip, and share moments from their favorite games. It's a nice alternative to the third-party solutions that have been circulating for years, and it even works on Steam Deck. According to Valve, the new system will work with any game and is engineered with performance in mind. It includes numerous options for customizing disk usage and allows players to either send a clip to the device of their choice or export as an MP4 file. In addition, Valve confirmed that the system is Steam Deck verified, meaning players will no longer have to use apps like Decky Recorder to capture clips. Welcome to the PlayStation 4, Steam users. God, embarrassing what's happening over there.
You done?
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay, all right.
You care about this, Gary?
It's
It's good that it's built in.
I hate to do this, but do you remember years ago there was that thing when I said I was miles away and I didn't hear anything you said?
Yeah.
Just so you know, since then I have actually been medically diagnosed with severe ADHD. Like it's a real thing that I have.
You don't got to bring that. We weren't going to fire you for it. Don't worry.
No. I'm just saying. Like there is a reason for. It's not because I'm lazy. Well, I am lazy, but or not interested. Well, I am not interested. But also, I do have ADHD, and so I actually was thinking about something completely. I was thinking about how I want to get Dynasty. I guess now I have to say Dynasty Warriors and get that for my RetroArch because I want to play Dynasty Warriors.
Sure.
But that's what I was thinking about when you were talking
very
about
first
whatever
one?
it was you were talking about.
Gary, I'll be honest with you. I'm right there with you. As soon as the headline starts, Steam, I'm like, I don't give a shit. This is
No, I'm
just
interested
waste of my
in. I like Steam.
time.
It's fucking
No,
great.
no, you hate PC gaming like me. It's cool. Yours just exploded. We have that on
So
the record.
what was it again? Give me the.
They're
TLDR.
getting the ability to built-in game recording built in. So you have to use like Fraps. Was that one of them? I don't know. Whatever you don't need
Yeah, and
another
there's
program
a-
to capture your gameplay.
And NVIDIA GeForce, the sponsors of Tim Geddes' wedding,
Yeah.
also have a thing like that. It pops up every time. Sometimes I can't fucking get rid of it. It pops up all the time.
Well, I don't know about that. I've always heard NVIDIA is great.
Yeah, right. Yeah, they can do no wrong.
Exactly. Maybe Steam should stay out of their fucking lane. You know what I mean?
I'm
Leave
rocking-
NVIDIA
I'm
alone. I
rocking
didn't
the
realize
40
this was an NVIDIA thing.
I'm rocking
If
the
that's the
4090
case,
right here. What a card. What a piece of hardware that is.
I'll
That
tell
bad
you,
boy.
what there was the 4090 you said?
Yeah.
The
it's a
49ers, the
Frap. Who
49
fucking
the
fraps?
49ers.
Jesus
is great.
Christ. I've forgotten all about fraps.
That's how I remember it from IGN. We had to use it for a bunch of different shit. I don't even know what that is. I digress. Gary, I'm sick of all this big news.
Yeah.
If I wanted to know the littlest news, say the tiniest stories in the world, where would I go?
What am I supposed to say? I don't know this.
You're supposed to say, you go to our last story, the Wii News channel, where we cover all the small news items you need to know about.
All right. Well, you just said it. So it's
all right, cool.
All right.
Do we have a jingle for it? Oh, Barrett! Above and beyond, Barrett Courtney, ladies and gentlemen.
I woke up this morning and immediately thought, I don't have Wii News programmed. I should do that right now.
You jolted away.
It very much that.
Number 6 on Wii News. The stories go like this. Elden Ring Shadow of the Erd Tree has sold 5 million units in the first 3 days of release. Gary, you ever try Elden Ring?
No, well, I did for like 2 minutes, but I've never really seriously tried to engage with any of those Souls type games because they are notoriously and uncompromisingly hard, and I think there's a market for that. I think that's fine. It's just not for me. I need games to be. I need to be able to adjust the difficulty on games for them to be a little bit easier, and I just don't enjoy them very much. I'm interested to know what you guys think about it though, because I have seen I find the dialogue around it interesting, and obviously Elden Ring was also known for being very difficult. I'm seeing some people, including like real hardcore gamers, saying that Erd Tree is actually too hard and they finally went fucking too far. Is there anything to that, do you think?
I will clear comms and let Barrett Courtney, the man who has beaten
the man,
talk about it.
I personally don't think. I think the final boss for like the main quests is the way they're designed is kind of can be a bit bullshitty. The people who I think are majorly complaining about the difficulty in the early hours of the DLC, I think are not utilizing mechanics that are being thrown in their face because of some weird pride, and so that's kind of the through line I've been seeing personally.
So people just need to get good, basically?
No, not even get good. Just like people who are like too prideful to use like summons, like the ashes, the little buddies you can help out with. People are refusing to use the shadow fragments to level up. Which
people are consciously like making the game harder on themselves.
Yes, and then complaining about the difficulty, Gary.
Why would you do that?
Well, are they consciously making it harder, or are they actually not paying attention that they need to go get it? Because I've seen so many people in response to this be like, yeah, you got to go get the fucking tree bark or whatever you just call it, the shadow, whatever it is. You got to go get that, and that acts as the leveling agent this time around.
I mean,
like,
it's thrown in your face. It
feels like people are clicking through that and jumping in and wanting to just go fight stuff. And I get it.
I mean, honestly, learn to fucking read, gamers.
Learn to read, gamers. Just like you could have read our tweet where we put all our scores up from the thing. Of course, Gary, you wanted to know everyone's read on it. Blessing Adeoye Jr. on the Kind of Funny Gamescast gave it a 10, called it a masterpiece. Andy gave it a 9.5, called it amazing, and Barrett gave it a 9.
That reminds me, okay, 2 things real quick off the top of my head. I got to watch the new Donkey video because it's the Erd Tree one, and it's called something like Shadow of the Erd Tree is too easy. And, Donkey's videos are always the best. I got to watch that. The other one is I've been looking at this game because I guess it's in a similar kind of slashy kind of thing. I've been seeing a lot of stuff from this game called Stellar Blade. Is that something I should play? Would I like Stellar Blade?
Oh man, I don't think you would, but
no,
I don't. I mean, yeah, I don't. If you don't like I guess it's not hard. There's difficulty.
Is it hard?
Because
yeah. Can I put it in like story mode or baby mode?
Yeah, you can. You probably. I mean,
Okay.
if that's all you want, you just want some cool, action. If that's what you want, some cool actiony games.
I like slashing. The footage that I saw, there was lots of like. It just looked very like there was a lot going on.
It's not going to be mindless like Dynasty Warriors as you wanted. You know what I mean?
I'm just gonna go get Dynasty Warriors.
Mike would love to stream Dynasty Warriors with you, so let him know.
Let's fucking do it.
PlayStation has confirmed that Concord's open beta runs July 18th through the 21st. It features 16 free gunners, 4 modes, 5 maps. You can pre-order to get early access on June 12th through the 14th in 5 beta codes. You can, of course, find out more at PlayStation. And you can find out more about Concord in the Gamescast in mere seconds/minutes when Mike will give us his preview of it. A Way Out has sold 9 million copies. Bethesda game. Oh, what?
I said A Way Out's a great game.
Oh, it is? Yeah. No, me and Kevin played that. We loved it. I think I loved it more than he did. Anyways. Bethesda Game Studios Montreal is unionizing. Congratulations. Street Fighter movie releases on March 20th, 2026. Believe that when I see it. Conor McGregor is now a target in Hitman World of Assassination. There you go. Star Wars Bounty Hunter is coming to PC, all the PlayStations, all the Xboxes, Nintendo Switch on August 1st. Gary, did you ever play Star Wars Bounty Hunter? Is that a game?
Well, that's an older one, isn't it? It's like a PS2 game or something? What was that?
I think, it's older for sure. I don't know when it is, yeah.
No, I never did.
Okay. The Switch remaster of Donkey Kong Country Returns will retail for $60. Bear, are you excited?
Yeah.
All right.
That was one I never played, so I don't.
In the second biggest news story of the day, GhostbustersNews.com reports Ghostbusters Spirits Unleashed next update adds classic Slimers, new cosmetics, and more. Then we have a report from the Hello Kitty Island Adventure team. Today, Sunblink and Sanrio releases the 8th major content update for Hello Kitty Island Adventure on Apple Arcade. This, of course, is coming to Switch, PC, and PlayStation consoles starting in early
The things we saw at the direct that that both my wife and daughter were interested in Hello Kitty Island Adventure. Again, because like we want that Animal Crossing hit, right? But Animal Crossing can't give it to us anymore, so maybe
I've heard good things about that one, so and it's obviously
I know the mobile version's like really popular, yeah.
And then the biggest news of the day, ladies and gentlemen, your Missouri Tigers are ranked as the 9th best offense in EA College Football 25. Let's fucking go. MIZ, everybody. I can't wait. I can't believe it. What a turnaround from back in the day when I played these games and we were just trash. Nobody cared about us. Look at that number 9 now. Fuck you, Clemson. Better than you. We asked people watching live on youtube.com/kindoffunnygames, of course, to super chat to be part of the show. People did. Greg wrote in and said, for Animal Crossing, I want to be able to build a basketball court and play 3v3 against your villagers or play against or with your friends who visit your island. Other sports as well.
It's just annoying me because there is so
much.
What
a brilliant fucking idea.
There's so much you could do. That's just the tip of the iceberg. The extent to which they could have built out that world on the foundation they had, and they just chose not to do it. Like, it's madness.
Doing okay chimes in on our Animal Crossing theme and says Nintendo must think they can make more money selling Animal Crossing sequels than the DLC model, similar to sports games. Of course, but I think there's a middle ground there where you could still be supporting this game and all the people you've sold.
I mean, that is the thing. Like, we're suckers, right? We're complaining about it, but when like the next Animal Crossing comes out for excited for it, whatever the new Nintendo console is, we'll all they'll sell another 50 million copies.
Demon Hacker super chats and says Capcom needs to make Capcom versus Capcom (parentheses just Capcom Fighter) or a Dino Crisis remake revival.
Ooh, Dino Crisis! I like those shooter games.
Yeah, none of those would move the needle for me, but I'm glad they would for you, Demon Hacker, and half of you, Gary Witta. And our final super chat of the day is from Marcus Daniels, who says, Gary, just wanted to say that I stopped reading Dune Messiah and returned a different garbage book in exchange for Gundog. Awesome read.
Oh, glad to hear that. Thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Thank you very much.
Everybody read Gary's book, Gundog. You can go get it. It's a podcast or an audio drama podcast.
Yeah, and it's a book. You can get it on Amazon. It's out there.
Ladies and gentlemen, we ask everybody watching live to go to kindoffunny.com/you're wrong and tell us what we screw up as we screw up. We have a clean record here. Kebabs points out a story for tomorrow. From Software has been hacked by ransomware. IGN has the story from Kat Bailey. We will put that into the old Slack channel for you so that we can get a full report on that tomorrow. Because for now, we're done. Gary, amazing job.
For having me. I always enjoy doing this. I know you only call me when you're like absolutely fucking bottom of the barrel desperate, but like, you know, I'm happy to be able to provide that.
Gary Witta goes on a 3 months hiatus from the show, says I'm too busy. I'll tell you when I'm not busy. I'm the problem. You know what I mean?
I mean, I did that for 3 months, but that was after putting up with years.
You never said when you were ready to come back.
Look, Greg, I'm back. I'm here. I'm ready, willing, and able to do whatever you need me to do. Like I said, I really want to talk about the emulation thing and retro games and stuff. Like have me on anytime. I just started, but I noticed, by the way, that you're doing, because I was looking at your channel this morning, that you're doing a kind of funny dad cast.
I am?
You and Kevin.
Oh, yeah, when Kevin announced his pregnancy, I did a one-on-one.
Oh, is that just a one-off?
I just did a one-on-one with him. It's not a real
and Tim and Nick were supposed to have me last year on the late night thing, the sexy show, and they never fucking called me back. So, like, you know, I'm not going to keep putting myself out there only to get.
See, here's what I'll tell you. Here's what I'll tell you, Gary Wood. All right, you say something like that to me, I crack the book right away. What are you doing? I
should be talking to the organ grinder, not the monkey. Is that what
exactly?
Yeah.
If you want, could you come into the office on Friday, July 5th? You could do a GAMESCAST there about emulation with Tim Bless, Mike, and Raj.
Let me look.
or some version of that. I don't know if
yeah, I think so. Actually, July 5th. Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna put what we'll come up with what is it? Your review, Gary? What a review's emulation?
Oh, I mean, it could just be about whatever you want it to be. But like, if we talk about games, like one of the things that I'm into right now is I'm really enjoying getting into the world of emulators. I just bought like the Amiga 500 Mini, which is amazing.
Okay.
And hacked it so I can get all my old Amiga games on it. I've got a little retro. You can't see it from here, but I've got a little retro.
No, save it all. Save it all. You have to bring this shit in and explain it.
I've been having so much fun with Retro Arch. It's just so magical. To when I was a kid, like the idea that all this stuff would just be available on demand. Like I'm old enough to remember like when games were fucking hard to come by.
Yeah.
And now, like I was saying to Leah the other day, I've got this SNES emulator running on Apple TV. Like, what's a game that you really had fond memories of or enjoyed playing when you were a kid? And for all things, she fucking said Clay Fighter. I'm like, okay. And like 20 seconds later, I had fucking Clay Fighter up on the screen. Like it's just amazing.
That's an amazing
that you can do this. And again, for me particularly, I was a child of the arcades. Like arcades aren't really a thing anymore. But I used to go to the fucking arcades, and like there's so many classic arcade games that I loved. And to be able to just like at the click of a mouse, be able to go back and like see all of those games in their original form is just, for me, like it's such an amazing shot of nostalgia. And to play those games again, I just fucking I love it. And it's like my little hyperfixation right now that I'm into.
I love that, and I'm excited to hear you talk to the guys all about it.
Yeah, I'll come in. Yeah, July 5th.
I'll kick you an actual invite later after I'm off air. But yeah, that sounds good. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been another episode of Kind of Funny Games Daily. Remember, every weekday we run you through the nerdy video game news you need to know about live on YouTube, Twitch, and podcast services around the globe. No matter where you get the show, please like, subscribe, leave a thumbs up, leave a comment for the algorithm, rate it on Spotify, do all that different stuff. Tell your friends, but most importantly, consider getting the Kind of Funny membership. For just $10 a month, you get all of our shows ad-free. That's 20 shows at least a week. So that's like 80 shows a month. Plus, there's all sorts of exclusives in there. If you're over on patreon.com/kindoffunny, you could do the happy hour monthly thing we do. You could get premium exclusive items. Of course, you could just get youtube.com/kindoffunnygames $10 membership. Be happy there and do a bunch of stuff there. But no matter what, you keep the lights and mics on as we continue to make a bunch of amazing content for you. Everything's ad-free. Gregway each and every day. Ability to watch the afternoon podcast live as we record them. Remember, we are all about live talk shows here at Kind of Funny. So your day is not ending. We're going to end this video and then kick right over and record the GAMESCAST, which will be the Concord preview from Mike, followed by some Destiny streaming after then. And
is that something you can see yourself getting into, Greg? Concord?
No, but I'm hoping Mike says something in here that sells me. I'm not the hero shooter guy, but I'm hosting it because I want to ask a bunch of questions about it.
I was just going to say, my only comment on it, having seen it just seems like there's so many of these now. Like, whether it be Overwatch or Valorant, there's just so many. Is there room for another one? I don't know. I guess we'll see.
We'll find out and discuss that over here with the shooter boys. And remember, of course, thanks to NVIDIA, you can experience Tim's wedding. Kind of Funny presents Getty's live on
I'll be there. I'm looking forward to
the wedding of Tim and Gia. Well, now you're part of it. You're gonna have to wave at the camera and talk to kids and stuff. Be in the chat.
Yeah, just don't try to rub me into any of the fucking G4. Unless you're going to pay me, don't expect me to say anything.
That's fair enough. That's fair enough.
NVIDIA.
That's fair enough. Of course, Saturday around 5:30 p.m. Pacific on twitch.tv/kindafunnygames. #FramesWinGames. Ladies and gentlemen, until next time, it's been our pleasure to serve you.